so tell us about what you hope to accomplish while you're here.
Okay, so I've come over to work with Shabba-Doo, so I'm training with him 5 days a week in SHWAY style, so that I can understand the dance form fully and be able to bring it back to the UK to educate people and train them. The standard of dance training, particularly in street dance, is not high in the UK, and I want the UK dancers to be able to have those opportunities. So through my work with Shabba-Doo, he's enabling me to be able to do that when I go back to the UK.
Okay. Tell us about that flyer that you gave me with the special. Tell me about that program.
Oh, the Spread Love Dance Project. Yeah, so that's my company in the UK, and that has been set up specifically to get better education and a higher standard of training for street dancers. So I'm working with people, as I said, like Shabba-Doo, to be able to enable us to get the best training that we can get in the world for those styles.
Who else would you consider bringing over there or even training with yourself?
I already worked with Elite Force Crew for hip hop. Right now, I think that Shabba-Doo's actually ahead of the game in terms of being able to educate people in a way that they can understand and grasp hold of the dances, and more importantly, the essence of the dances. So I'd say for now, I'm actually going to probably be focused mainly on SHWAY style and locking, but there's opportunity for all of the dance styles, isn't there? But there's different people in the UK who are working specifically in different areas. So I'm not necessarily about trying to run everything. I more look at what's needed and fill the gaps, if that makes sense. So I'd say, b-boying is already well handled in the UK. Popping is already well handled in the UK. So I wouldn't feel the need to touch those things, if that makes sense. Same as crump. There are house dancers that I would probably look to. I'd quite like to work with Marjorie. Marjorie Smith. She's a house dancer from New York, and dance fusion. So that's a potential. There's also someone called Byron Cox, and he's not a first generation house dancer, but I've learnt from him, and the way that he educates people is in a similar way to what Shabba-Doo's done. So Byron, I'd say, he's looked at what's out there. He's a house dancer, so he's been doing it for quite a few years now. I'd say at least 10 years, from my understanding. The way he educates, he's a bit able to break things down, in the same way. So he breaks down the different parts of what makes house dance, able to educate on the history and to translate it to people in a way that they understand. And I think that's really important, because obviously there's a difference between teaching dance and being a dancer. So, yeah, at the moment I'm focused mainly on working with Shabba-Doo, but I hope over time that could change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any friends that you'd like to give a shout out to, say hello to? You can do that now.
Any friends I'd like to give a shout out to? I'd like to shout out to Dance Mogul magazine. Hey. Also in the UK is Renegade. He's a DJ. He's international street dance battle DJ. He's doing a lot for and done a lot for the street dance culture in the UK. So he's been there for about 30 years doing his thing. Other people, Konoha. So Konoha is a hip hop collective in the UK as well. So that's led up by Kashmir Lease. I'm going to give a shout out to him. And my SHWAY girls, Dee Dee.
Okay, thank you for your time.